Like a bullet train. Moving like the speed of sound.
What's up guys, X-Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick video on how you can get Dark Comet version 5.3 for free, and how to use it, all the settings you need, and a little explanation on what it does and how it does it. Just to make this quick, you're going to need to download this file. This is the Dark Comet program itself. People do bind their rats to it to infect you as you're downloading it, stuff like that. If you're very nervous about downloading from YouTube or the internet itself from people you don't know, then head over to the legit website of Dark Comet. Just Google it, it'll come up straight away. You can download the newest version there. You will have to pay for some features. Some features are just hard to use, you won't understand them. There's different module setups for your servers, and it's completely different to version 5.3 or 4.1, whichever one you decide to get. But I'm going to provide a link for version 5.3. This is not like binded to any rat. I can promise you that now. I wouldn't want to do it to my subscribers. It's not worth my time. I don't even use this program that much anymore. I tried to do an episode of where I scared people, but it didn't work out, so I'm going to leave that. If you don't want to download this, then don't. If you do, then run it through a virus scan. I'll provide a virus scan link in the description of a total virus to show you that it's totally clean. If it does get detected as a virus, it's because of the program and its nature of what it does. It allows you to control access over computers and stuff, so just expect some errors to pop up or some messages to come up with some antiviruses. But like I said, I can promise you this is not binded to any rat. So once you've downloaded it, you should have WinRAR. If not, Google it, or I'll put a link in the description. And you're going to need that to unzip this folder here. Once it's unzipped, it should look like this with a folder. You just want to double click it, double click that, and then click Dark Comet. This is the actual
Sound
application.
activated.
Sorry, this is the actual application. As you could hear, then it said sound activated, and again. As you could hear, then it said sound activated, and now people are coming up. That's because I've enabled them in the settings, because I've already used this program before. These won't pop up for you, and it won't start talking to you and stuff, so don't worry about that. First thing you want to do once you've opened it is head over to socket/net and start listening for a port. The port I suggest is anything that's not being used in your property through your modem or anything like that. So I've put 100 because I know that isn't being used. You can copy the port 100 off me if you wanted. That's if you haven't already designated it to another device. So once you've added the port, you just got to right click anywhere, add, and then put it in there. Once you've added that, you just want to leave that now, and I'll take you to a website called No IP. Basically what this is that it's totally free, so don't worry about costs. What this is a website where you can set up a free DNS, and then that DNS is like a website. So in my case, if I wanted to make one, I'd put A19 and then it'll be .no-ip.biz. It's like a website kind of thing, but it's a DNS, and what it does is I'm going to show you to download a program now. If you go to the download section, it's called DUC, and what it does is basically update the DNS with your current IP address, because your IP address is always changing on your computer. If you were to put that IP address inside your server, and then like your server/rat, whatever you want to call it, and then send it out, when your IP changes on your computer, that server won't be any good, and the people you're infected won't be able to connect to your program. So this is the whole point of having a DNS, so you could update it with your current IP address. So once you're in this download section, go and download now. You won't be able to download, I don't think, unless you're signed into an account. As you can see, I'm signed in at the top here. So if you're not signed in, there's nothing to worry about. Just click sign up. It's totally free. Activate your email address and all that stuff, and then come back onto this page. Once you're here, just click download, and then click download now, and you'll get a program that's like this. Once you set it up, just use all the default settings. It doesn't matter what settings you use, just go through it all, open it up, and it should ask you to log in. The login you need is the login you created for this website right here. So when you've logged in into this, you shouldn't have any hosts or any groups like that, because you haven't created any yet. That's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and minimize that, come up to the top where it says the email address you signed up with, and click my account in the drop down menu that appears. Once you've gone there, click add host, and then you want to put one letter. It can be any letter. I'll put G, and then 2 numbers, so I'll put 56. Once that's done, you want to click make sure you've got in the drop down bar here, make sure this one is selected, no-ip.biz, it has to be that one. If it gives you an error message just saying that that isn't available, the G56, it means that somebody else has already used it, so think of something else. So it could be E56, anything like that. So G56. Once that's done, you don't want to touch anything else. You want to scroll all the way down and just click add host. Once you've clicked that, it'll take you to a menu where it shows you all your hosts that you've created. This should be the only one you create unless you're familiar with this website and you've got others created yourself. But once you've created that, you should want to remember it. So G56 no-ip.biz. You want to remember that whole thing. Once that's done, I'm going to show you how to set up your RAT or server so you can send it out to your friends. Just to let you know, I will be showing you how to port forward in this video as well, or trying to explain as much to my ability as I can. But for now, what you want to do is just click the dark Comet up here, go to server module and then full editor. Once that's done, you want to go to the main setting and just click this a couple of times just to random it up a bit. Once that's done, go to server ID and type anything you want. So I'll just put XTZ tut. This here, the firewall bypass, you want to leave it unchecked if you're going to be crypting your virus afterwards, unless you want to check it if you're not going to crypt it. The difference is if you don't crypt it, then if you send the file to anybody, it'll tell them it's a virus straight away. No matter if they've got no internet security, Microsoft will automatically detect it as a virus. So if you got access to a computer that you want to infect and you can use it and ignore the error messages about a virus and go through with it, then I suggest clicking that and then doing it. If you're going to be crypting this server you're about to build afterwards to send it to people and they don't realize it's a virus, then I'd leave it unchecked. Yeah, so just change that. You can just leave that unless you want to change it. I'll just put, that's basically just the title. If you wanted to save all these settings to rebuild another one, it'll come up here. Once that's done, go to network settings and then add the network. The one I told you, just remember, it was G56 dot no-ip.biz. So that's what it should look like. Once that's done, go over to your port and then put 100. That's the one I done in the socket /net. So whatever port you put in there, you want to put in this, and then click add. And as you can see, it's added it here. Once that's done, you can go through all these and select any settings you want. I suggest leaving everything the way it is, unless you are going to be crypting it with a virus. Not crypting it with a virus, sorry, crypting your virus. So if you're not crypting, then you obviously got to add that. But most cryptors these days already add this function into it as it's crypting, which is the startup, the firewall bypass and stuff like that. You don't need any message box or anything. I mean, you can disable task manager if you want it, but like I said, most cryptors these days already put that into your virus for you when you crypt it. Right, so once you scroll through all them and done whatever you need to do, or if you're new to it, just leave it as it is and just do exactly what I've done. Come to the finish stub, and then if you want to save it, check this, put no compression, normal, and then click build. Once you click build, you want to choose a save location. To save. Now, once that's saved, it'll say checking if we need to save settings. That just stays there, so don't expect that to disappear and say done or anything like that. It just stays there. Once you see that there, it's already done, so you can close the program. Now you'll have this, which is the virus or server you just built. This is the file that you need other people or other computers to click to be able to get them up like this on mine. So like I said, if you send that to anybody, then it's going to say, you know, the computer's going to say straight away, you know, it's a virus, we'll delete it for you, blah blah blah. So you will need to pay for it to get it crypted. The best place to go is probably hackforums.net. I mean, if you're a new user on there, you can do a couple of posts and make your own thread just saying I'll pay for the crypting, and then it's something like $1 to $2 for the crypt, and they normally last about 4 to 5 days, so that's pretty good. But yeah, once that's done, I'm going to show you how to port forward now to be able to get the incoming requests of the zombies to get through your router and obviously show up on the program. So what you're going to need to do is log into your router. If you don't know the default gateway, just go to CMD and type in ipconfig. Now, as you can see here, my default gateway is 192.168.1.1. It varies for different people, so make sure you check it. Don't try logging in with this one because it might not work. Once that's done, you want to also remember that IPv4 address, which is 192.168.1.5. This is very important, and I'll get onto that in a minute, but just remember that one there. It's the same as that one, but .5. Now, just log into your router, and it'll ask you for a password. By default, it should be admin, no capitals, and then the password should be admin, no capitals, unless you've changed it, or you've got a different ISP than me. If you're with somebody else than me, or if you're in the USA or Europe, I'm in Great Britain myself, but if you're anywhere else and with a different internet provider, then you're going to need to look up on Google what the default passwords are for the routers or for when you provider themselves and ask them what it is. But just try admin. That works about 80% of the time. Click OK, and then as soon as the screen comes up, this varies for different people, so it'll never be the same unless you're on the same provider and version of the router that I've got. But if when the screen loads up when you've logged in, just look for any advanced tab you see. If you see anything to do with advanced port mapping, anything like that, just click it. In my case, it's advanced to be able to get to that section. Now you can see I've been brought here. I'm going to click advanced again. Like I said, for you, you're going to need to go to advanced. It might be on maintenance, it might be on anything else, so just look for anything to do with, I think it's like, mine says port forwarding, which is simple. You can get the port mapping, what's the other one? There's loads of different things they use for it, like, it means the same thing about port forwarding, but they just name different stuff, so just look for anything that'll allow you to add a port. As you can see, I got a couple, but mine's there, 100, 100. Make sure the protocol type is all, which is the TCP and UDP. Make sure they both, and I'll just explain when it loads why I told you to remember the IPv4. As you can see, it says private IP you need to put in when you're adding a port, which is obviously the IPv4. That basically means the system's like IP address. So you're gonna need to change that so the router knows to send the commands to this computer. So just to show you again, it's there, .1.5, and just make sure that's the same. Make sure it's all or both. It might say both instead, and then 100, 100, which is your port, and you'll be able to change that. Once it's done, just go ahead and hit apply, and that's it. You've successfully port forwarded. If you're having troubles with this, then you can go to Google and go to a port forwarding website that gives you a load of pictures and walkthroughs on how to do it and what to do. Once that's done, you should be pretty much set up to use it. Oh, sorry, no, I haven't showed you how to use this actually. So back to the DUC program, like I said, it updates your DNS with your current IP address. What you're going to need to do is click edit hosts. You might need to log out the program and log back in once you've created the host to be able to get it up. But as you can see, here's mine. It's checked, so make sure it's checked. Click save, and then you can see it's just refreshing it, the IP address, it's refreshing it to the DNS. So once that's done and it's all got ticks and you're all good, that means it's successfully synced with your IP address and your DNS. Once you've port forwarded and that's successfully done, then you've done that. All that's left to do now is just send people your server, that one there. Now if you want to test if your server's working once you've got it encrypted, or even when you've just built it, some people can click it on their own desktops and make themselves come up in the program, and some people can't. I'm one of them people that when first tried to do it, I didn't come up, so I thought I was doing something wrong. But all you need to do is just get another computer in your household, download something called CyberGhost VPN. I'll put a link for it in the description if you wanted it, and that will allow you to change the computer's IP address and location. So when you send them the server 2 file, which mine is the rat, and they click it, then they'll appear on here as from somewhere else in the country because they're running through a VPN. Obviously, if they're running through the same network as you, they won't come up on this. So that's why you need the CyberGhost for them to appear. But just a couple of functions you can do: send them messages, play a piano to them, remote chat, purposely make them talk to you so they can't get rid of it. You can spy on the desktop. Just quickly show you if it'll come up. This program is wow, that's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna stop that. But yeah, this program can take some time. Sometimes it all depends. You can listen to what they're doing. If they got webcam, you can see them through it. You can get all their recent passwords through a keylogger and stuff, or even saved passwords. There's just loads of stuff you can do with it. I should have said this in the beginning, but I'm going to say it now. This is for educational purposes only, so only do it to people that are aware that you're doing it to them. Volunteers such as these. I have to say that. But yeah, if you got any problem with it and you need help, then feel free to message me. I'll help you straight away. Just send me a PM. If you comment, it might not come into my inbox and I might not be able to see the comments. So make sure you PM me if you need me urgently. So yeah, I think that's about it. If I left anything out, then comment and I'll reply to that comment of what I've left out and how to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and I'll see you in the next one.